Well, you probably know that I've tested and reviewed several of these guitar wireless systems, or wireless systems for musical instruments. Well, today I've got a pro wireless system. It comes from NUX. It's called the B-8. Welcome back, I'm Tony. The B-8 is more than just a wireless system. It's more than just a tuner and wireless. This thing has DI box capabilities and a lot more. We'll get into all of that. There's a lot going on with this thing, so I want to try to keep this on camera talking stuff a little bit short. This goes on your guitar strap, got a cable on there, and this has a tuner on it. And well, not just a tuner, well, we're going to show you all that. I know I'm always tempted to tell you everything right up front. Let me just tell you a couple things from the website. So the B-8 is a 2.4 gigahertz wireless guitar system. It's built on their 3rd generation platform, combining anti-interference tech, intelligent frequency hopping, 1 megahertz narrowband transmission. It uses audio zip and unzip, 6 stability levels, and a true diversity dual antenna design for rock solid, reliable signal. And as far as the receiver, these are the things that it can do: tuner, junction box, boost, buffer, magnetic charging port, DI functions, and guitar input. All on a 2.4-inch color display with horizontal and vertical display. Yeah, so if you have your pedal on your board this way or this way, you can flip that display so it can work either way. And there's a working example from their website. And there's really a ton more, but I'm going to try to do my best to sum it all up for you. You can check out the website. I'm going to put a link down in the description for that. Well, let me show you what's inside the box. We're going to take this thing for a range test. I go about 160 feet away from it. We'll see how that turns out. We'll start with what's in the box. We'll do some functions, and then we'll take it out for that range test, so stick around for that. All right, so let's dig into it. Professional guitar wireless, redefine the B-8 wireless system. B-8 is a wireless system with automatic setup, 2.4 gigahertz interference-free broadcasting frequency, and 24-bit 48 kilohertz high-quality audio. Signal processing latency is as low as 2.5 milliseconds of peak performance. Operation range is up to 50 meters, that's 160 feet. Fits all types of electric guitar, electric acoustic guitar, bass guitar, and various instruments with electric pickups. Each wireless set has a unique pairing algorithm. It automatically detects each other and configures their own IDs. Also comes with a built-in booster and well-designed guitar tuner with chromatic, guitar standard, guitar compensated, bass tuning modes. So they've got a couple of different application scenarios right there. And you can see that there are different configurations for different parts of the world. Wow, this is really clean looking. Got a little thing right here. Got a warranty card that's actually a physical card, a sticker, and a manual. Oh, good. Full color graphics and everything in here, so it should be pretty easy to figure out. Again, some scenarios that you might use it in. Okay. All right, so that is the transmitter right there. I'm guessing magnetic connections. Oh, I bet this connects to the actual device so that it can charge. There's also a USB for charging right there. All right. Adapter for US power there. They have one adapter and then you just put one device and then you put your adapter on there for whatever country you're using it in. A very nice cable here, 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch. USB-C to USB standard. Okay, and 2 halves of Velcro. Open this side, all right. This is a considerably large piece here. Okay, I see. So the reason why you had those other pieces of Velcro is because, well, you got this. Okay, this is rubber for non-skid, and then you've got this that would go with these other 2 strips right here. Yep, there we go. So that just locks on there like that magnetically, and it will charge from this. I think it's nice that it has these kind of little raised sections right there to kind of protect your screen, but that's also where this thing just fits in perfectly like that. Magnetic, so it can charge. All right, well, let's run through the features. As you see right now, I've got this attached to this, and it charges directly off of this. It's all charged up, or it should be. We take this off, and it boots up. Now at this point, you've got that on the screen scanning. Please turn on the TX, which is the transmitter. But just in case your transmitter didn't get charged, you forgot to charge it, something's going wrong with the signal, which is unlikely because this thing has so much protections for that. But you can just plug that in, and now you're plugged directly into it. So you can use it either way. So you've always got a backup. Now we unplug this, nice animation there, unplugged, and now it's scanning for the transmitter. So we'll just go ahead and turn that on, and that's this button right here. We'll just hold that down. That's going to flash green, red, and yellow, and then it will connect. Now we're all connected. We'll look a little bit closer at this in just a second, but that aside, we've got 3 buttons here. There's a home button, and the 3 little lines, we kind of know that from social media and stuff. That's menus, right? This button right here is actually a selector knob, and you can also push that. And then this button is a back button. So pretty simple. Of course, you got your foot switch right here. A little further explanation on these. On this side right here, we've got the return, output, and input. Both 1/4-inch jacks. Next to that input is this return. You can run that to the next part of your signal chain, amp, mixer, etc. And then we're going to flip it over. You've got an output send and a return. Obviously, both 1/4-inch jacks. Gives you more options on how you want to run your signal chain. So maybe you want to run an effects loop out of the output, then to your pedals, then back into the B8. Maybe run the result through the balanced DI output, which is back here on the back. Also on the back here, there's a lift and ground, so you can take full advantage of the balanced XLR DI output. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn the transmitter off for a second. As soon as that goes off, this starts to scan. You don't have to choose a channel or anything like that. This has intelligent choice, so it will choose that stuff for you. So we're just going to turn this on. If you had to pair it for any reason, they do give you instructions on how to do pairing inside the instructions there. Nice big full color display, and you'll notice on this display that there are some areas on here that are not lit up right now. Those are features that can be turned on and off, like for cable tone on here. Cable tone, that basically emulates sound of a physical cable being plugged in. I didn't notice a huge difference, but if you turn that on, you'll notice that cable tone also turns on the display right there. Turn it off, that goes off. Also on the transmitter, this button that's right here, if you hit that, you can mute it. So now it's muted. You'll see that that lights up there as well. Unmute. Okay, so once again, this is the home button. It's also for menu. Home will take you home, and this is a back button, and this will also take you to the menu. So in the menu, you've got display, and it's just a push button type of thing right here, so we push that down. And then in the display, you can hit home display, and you can choose which display you're going to use. And then display orientation. I had to do the update in order for this to be working. Oh, this is pretty bright here. Actually, we could probably just go to display brightness. Let's just turn that down. Now you should be able to see this a little bit better. Display orientation. So as you can see, you have 3 different choices for an orientation like this, or if you had to put it on your board like that, then you could have it sitting on your board like that. So it has a lot of options for that, or you could do it so it's like that. So if you've got a board that's pretty full and you have to try to find a place for it, that's how you would do that. Obviously, we already saw brightness. Boot up picture. Now on this boot up picture, there is a default that's on here. You can actually upload a picture on here, or there are some user presets that you can use. I haven't done any of that yet. There is a little bit involved with doing that, but that's okay. I like the default. And then language, of course, you can go in here and choose whatever language you want. Back. Then we'll go to transmitter and receiver. So on this screen right here, you can choose whether you want a more stable connection or a more low latency connection. So if you're in a place where you're like, man, I tell you what, there's going to be all kinds of problems in here, you could go with that. And now it's going to be complete and it's more stable. Personally, I like it about right there. But if I'm in a scenario where you might need that, that's good to have. Under the tuner, you got your tuner display, and you can go in here. Now this is interesting. This is new. So it'd be like a user thing. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the boost. There's your tuner. Now I had this set up so that one press of that would be the boost and then a long press would be the tuner, but once I did the update, that changed it. So I'm going to change that back here in just a second. So we're going to go to home and then menu, tuner, display. So you've got a couple of different options for how you want your tuner to be displayed. I kind of like the standard one that was on there when I got it. And then you've got bypass mode, and you can choose in here whether it's buffered bypass or buffered monitor, and that means whether it's going to be muted when you actually are using the tuner, and that's what you really want. So that's the way I left it. Okay, now the foot switch. This is where I changed it, because the way that it is now, you press the button once, the tuner comes up, you press it and hold it, then the boost comes on. And for me, it makes more sense if I'm using this in a situation where I need a boost for a lead or something like that. So I'm just going to switch it to that. And let me show you how that works now. Okay, so we hit it once, boost is on. Hit it again, boost is off. If we press it and hold it, and you've got your tuner. Go back to the menu, and you've got your output, and you can decide how much output level you want. That's the signal that's coming out of this, so you choose that. And then boost. In boost, you can actually choose how much of a boost you want. I kind of keep it down about right there. And that's it for the menu. Back. Now let's look at the tuner real quick. So I'm going to press and hold that because that's how I have it set. Then up here at the top, you're going to see chromatic and A440 Hertz, also telling you that it's muted. And up above that, obviously, is where you're going to see what the settings are. See that? And while we're in that, we're just going to hit the selector knob, and you'll see that that starts blinking. So I can change it to G standard, G CPS, bass, chromatic. And then once you do that, you can change your frequency if you want to. I'm going to press that again. And we're back to that. All right, so they claim 160 feet for range. I figured let's take this outside and let's put it to the test. I was going to take this out to the pier and go that whole length of that pier, but the weather has been really crappy. As a matter of fact, we're on the doorstep of a nor'easter here in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. So the wind is blowing, the sun came out, and I said, let's take this thing out. Then, of course, I ran into the landscapers. All right, it's really windy out here, and of course, as soon as I came out here, we've got the lawn people out here working, but that's okay. We're going to do our best here. Just want to give you a good example of about how far this thing can go. That cord over there where the other Jeep is, that is about 150 feet, and we'll make a couple of stops in between. How about that? Okay, this here is about 50 feet. Got a lawnmower going behind me, but hopefully you can still hear it. 50 feet. Okay, this is about 70 feet right here. And there is just a tiny couple milliseconds, half a millisecond, whatever delay there on the latency. So not too bad at all. Okay, this is 100 feet right here. Okay, now this is about 150 feet right here. And really, the latency on that is only about the same as it was at 100 feet, 75 feet. So that's pretty amazing right there. Let's just see here. Any cutout on that? I don't even know if this mic's working. Now, I hear a little bit of cutout there, and that's because this is kind of behind my body right now. If I were angled like this. Now you see if I turn my body here, that's because I was blocking that button. All right, so there we go. Not too bad at all. Now let's just go over here. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the boost on this real quick. Let me do this. Let me get this other camera here real quick. And just so you can see the difference with the boost here. So we're going to go ahead and just go. And that was going all the way into the red there. So there we go. So of course you can change the amount for that boost setting, and it's great if you just want to have a little boost for your lead or something else. Little Andy Griffith for you. So real quick, for the setup that I'm using here, I've just got one of my little solar generators. I've got my Spark Mini, and of course I've got the NUX B-8 right there. Little wireless Pro from Rode sitting in front of that to capture the audio. Pretty simple. Yeah, NUX is a brand that I hadn't tried any of their stuff until this, and I can see why people really like their products. Really well made, really well thought out, This thing works fantastically, and the options that are on there, the price of this, about $350 US, and that might seem like a lot, but I mean, you're paying that for pedals and things like that already anyways. Tuner, junction box, DI capabilities and all that, and a boost on top of that. I think it's worth the price of admission, and if you're willing to spend a little bit more to get that high quality wireless, I think this is definitely one that's worth it. And now that I know how good NUX products are, I'm looking forward to checking out some other stuff. Yeah, good stuff. So that is the B8 from NUX, and I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to my channel. So if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there. Notification bell, if you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. And if you are so inclined, please do leave that comment. There's also this new hype feature. When the video has only been up for, I think it's less than 4 days, you can click that hype feature and hype the video up a little bit. It helps out. Any way that you can help me out, like, comment, share, subscribe, that's very welcome, and I really appreciate you. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.